All right, so just a quick recap of what we learned yesterday. Remember, this is Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He was heir to the throne. He was the ruler of Austria-Hungary, and he had control over Serbia. So here we have Austria-Hungary. They have all this, and they're controlling this tiny little country here. He wasn't the nicest ruler. They were very unhappy, so a Serbian citizen assassinated him. Remember, they killed him. He killed them. Of course, when you kill somebody's leader, your country's not going to be too happy about that. So what did they do? They went to war. They sent troops into Serbia. So now remember, we talked about alliances as well. And these were basically agreements or almost like friendships that were built. And it was, hey, if we get attacked or if we get in trouble, you got to promise to come help us out. And if you get in trouble, we'll promise to help you out. So Russia went to help Serbia. This is Russia over here. They went to war with Serbia to help them out. Well, since they had help, Germany over here rushed in to help Austria-Hungary. They were allies. They got to help out their fellow allies to make sure that they are doing their part of the agreement. In the end, all these alliances were built and all these countries were coming to the aid of their allies, and we had over 32 European countries involved in this war. Remember, mind blown on that one. All right, with all these countries pitted against each other, we then had basically two teams. We had our allied powers and our central powers. Our allied powers was everybody that was for Serbia, or they were on Serbia's side. This included the British Empire, France, Russia until 1917. We'll get into that more later. Belgium, and us, the United States. Then you have the central powers. This was Austria-Hungary's side. This was anybody who was for Austria-Hungary and who was supporting them and who was an ally of them. This was the German Empire, the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire, which we now know as Turkey. Right, this here, remember, America tried to stay neutral. Remember that, right? But then Germany started building this very large navy, and we got a little concerned because this navy was going to be used to attack Great Britain. But we were using Britain for trade and for other resources, such as political reasons and economic reasons. So, of course, our president at the time, Woodrow Wilson, he said, we're going to stay out of this war. We're not going to be part of this. And he even came up with a policy called Isolationism. And remember, this means that we were going to stay to ourselves, or we were basically going to stay out of it. We were going to be neutral. We didn't want to be part of anything. And Americans agreed with this because they did not want to be involved in the war. But then Germany started using their submarines or their U-boats to attack different ships. And remember, we were blocking anything coming into Germany because we didn't want them to get supplies. We didn't want them to get weapons that could maybe even win against Great Britain and take Great Britain down. So when Germany figured that out, they started blocking stuff from us. Then one of the worst things possible could happen. A German submarine sunk the RMS Lusitania. This was a passenger boat. So these were just regular people on a boat or on a ship. Kind of think of it like a cruise. They were sailing along, minding their own business, and bam, the submarine comes and it sinks them. It killed 1,198 people. And out of those people, 128 Americans were killed. Now, of course, we were mad. We had nothing to do with this. Why were they attacking us? So we made a pact with Germany and said, hey, please leave us out of it. We have nothing to do with it. Germany said, okay, we'll keep you guys neutral since you want to stay neutral. But now if you have any type of ship carrying weapons, it might be off, that might not count. Then, about a year later, they went back on that and started sinking any and every ship Didn't matter if there were just regular people on there that had nothing to do with the war. They were sinking everything in sight. So now let's jump into today's lesson to see what else happened during World War I.